Yeah, we back. We. I love it. I love it. So we just wrapped up talking about the National Football League and Michael Penix Jr., the guy who everybody's freaking out over. I still don't understand why. I still don't understand why. Even when you have the assistant general manager telling you, the front office, the head coach, and everybody saying that the plan is for Kirk Cousins to hand over the team to this guy, somehow it's still blowing the media's mind that this kid is in that position with this many weapons at his disposal. But we're not going to be questioning Drake May, a guy nobody heard of until that night, who played at North Carolina, which by the football criteria, that's why they bumped Florida State and put Alabama where Florida State was, because they said that was an inferior conference. And he wasn't even the best in their eyes in an inferior conference. I didn't say it. That's what the committee said about Florida State. That's the rules they made up. So if they thought it was an inferior conference, but Florida State was the best of that, he's playing on a team in the worst conference in their eyes, and he's not even the best kid there. Okay, have at it. High five you. Anyway, Kevin Durant, was that going to be his last chance trying to get an NBA title at 35? He played 71 games last year, which was really great, despite the debacle in Phoenix and them getting that first round beatdown and that gentleman's four-piece from the Timberwolves. Where do you go from here? Suns fans, let me know. Now we're going to close the show. I wouldn't say we're going to go to the association. We're just going to be on the Boulevard of Broken Dreams. I like that. That's a Green Day reference. Yeah, the Boulevard of Broken Dreams. And what happens when you're a five-star kid and you don't go pro or even make waves in college? This is a heartbreaking football story. Now, some of this is Yahoo Sports and Adam Gorney. Some of this is myself as well in the article. It's a great read. Last week, the NFL draft was there. Many players, they punched their ticket to a lifelong dream and generational wealth. But what happens when prospects coming out of high school and they get to college and they don't make waves? What happens to those guys? And that's a legitimate question, because when you go from whatever town you're from and whatever state you live in, and you're told, oh, I'm a top 10 kid in the state, I'm this and I'm that, and you get recruited like that, but then when you get to college, it's a different story. That's got to shake some of that confidence. It's got to shake some of that confidence. Remember TJ Daniels? He was the number 4 prospect in 2018 class behind Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. All of those dudes I just mentioned are in the NFL right now. Daniels threw for more than 12,000 yards with 152 touchdowns and 14 interceptions at powerhouse Santa Ana, California, Mater D, and looked destined for stardom at USC. He reclassified to the 2018 class and was the second true freshman starter ever for the Trojans. But after getting hurt in his first game of his second season, Keaton Slavis got the job and never looked back. Daniels transferred to Georgia, where he became the starter, but another injury sidelined him in favor of Stetson Bennett, who won back-to-back national titles. The 5-star then transferred to West Virginia and closed out his career at Rice before medically retiring on December the 1st. That's heartbreaking. That's soul-crushing. To not only be in the same conversation with NFL pros, but to have it happen to you not once, not twice, but 3 times. And can you imagine being that guy all through high school and having it turn out like that? Mentally, you can go, but physically, your body will betray you. That's got to be hard to accept for anybody. Remember Akeem Dent? He was the 5-star cornerback from Wellington, Florida, Palm Beach Central, flipped to Miami, to Florida State, and started all 5 seasons in Tallahassee, finishing 185 tackles and 18 pass deflections in his career, but was never considered a realistic NFL draft pick. That's worse. This kid dedicated his life to the sport. He ate the right things, lifted weights, fought year in, year out to keep himself not only mentally sharp, but also physically in shape. One of the 5-star quarterbacks in the 2019 class was led by Derek Stingley Jr., but marked by many rankings misses. Dent signed as an undrafted free agent with the Los Angeles Chargers. Imagine that, seeing your peers get picked and get all the fanfare you thought you'd get, only to fight for a job year in, year out, fighting for even a roster spot. This is what Fox and ESPN and other corrupt organizations, they're not going to give you that. Because yes, there is a certain heroism about sports. There's also a boulevard of broken dreams. And guys are dedicating their lives to the sport, and for whatever reason, they don't get that look. They don't get the look, they don't get the spot, and now how do you identify with who you are? Because this game, that gave you an identity. Now you don't have one. And now you got to figure life out. Because after all of the bandwagon and yes men, after they take off and leave you for greener pastures, where do you go? Got one more we'll go ahead and give you some context on. And when we come back from a quick 20, this is Big Vern at App Stupid. Drop the spot. Yes, Little Caesars Pizza. Little Caesars Pizza. Download the app, order online, or visit the good people at your local Little Caesars. Try the new Crazy Puffs. Only $3.99. When you go ahead and order that online, make it a meal, add a 2-liter for $5.99. Not feeling the pizza puffs and 2 liters, you just want more of a pizza? Get your adventure on. Get the stuffed crust pretzel pizza with cheese sauce. Little Caesars Pizza. Okay. So we last left off. We were talking about guys losing their identity. And we're talking about Akeem Dent. And we were talking about why organizations, they don't feel like giving you this news because it's very sombering. It's very sombering. You put your body on the line. You risk your health. And the payoff is that NFL dream. That payoff is that basketball dream. That payoff is that Major League Baseball. I'm walking in there. That payoff is, hey, I got with the right boxing coach, and now I'm destined for a DAZN. I'm destined for Amazon PBC. And when that doesn't work out, what now? What now? That's why you need a backup plan in life. Because just as it's hard enough for these kids to accept that I'm not who I was, and there may be just somebody out there that's better than that's everywhere you go. That's even in life. Some of us now work with people that we're better than. But that person, for whatever reason, they get the look. And you got to fight twice as hard to get half as much. For those of you all who know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. All right. Finally, remember Lorenzo Lingard? He was ranked as the number 13 overall prospect and the second best running back in the 2018 class behind Zamir White. Lingard started his career at Miami, then transferred to Florida, and then finished at Akron. The former Orange City, Florida University standout never really caught on anywhere, but totaled 641 yards and 4 touchdowns on 143 carries for the Zips. He finally was picked up as an undrafted free agent by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Life is hard. Life is hard. And it gets even harder for some of these guys because this was their identity. Pop Warner football, you got your shoulder pads on, you've been playing Little League, you played middle school, you played high school, you played in AAU teams, and now you're here at the show and they got no takers. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. You have to be okay with that in your soul. And not to take a shot at a guy, that's how I know Steven ain't never played sports. Because if you play sports and you had your injury of a exploded knee doing God knows what, these guys didn't take no for an answer. They kept moving around until they wanted to get the opportunity that they deserved. It wasn't I got hurt, now I'm done. Because as athletes, we all feel like we can still go. But when there are no takers out there, where do you go? So getting these guys a lot of mental help, keeping these guys' spirits up, making these guys a productive this is where you need to fall back on. We don't teach the secondary plan in this country to kids when it doesn't work out. Yeah, I paid $1,800 for a trainer. We went in the travel system. We were in Florida. We was doing all these double headers. And then when it doesn't work out, now what? You still have a long life ahead of you. The sport doesn't define you. Your parents, your family, your upbringing, your pedigree, that is what defines you. That's your moral compass. And you need more people around you, not enablers. People who keep you grounded. Even when you make it, you need those people because they make you better. They make life worth living. You can spend all of the money that you possibly can spend. You can be bored at spending money because you have so much of it. But then you feel hurt because you have people around you who don't love you. They don't want the best for you. They're only there because you've got the means to support their degenerate lifestyle. And some people never even get to that point. Great show today. Great show today. Look for us. We'll be back tomorrow recapping, having a good time. We'll talk some more NBA finals. We'll also sit up and do other weird and wacky things here at Ab Stupid. I love you all. Thank you. That's the show. We're going to get out of here. Enjoy your Wednesday. Peace.